In case you've been living under a wrestling rock, Joe Hendry, I believe in Joe Hendry, appeared in NXT, as well as Frankie Kazarian. Frankie Kazarian actually eliminated Joe Hendry. And if you watch this channel, Kazarian was my favorite wrestler in 2007 across all brands. That being said, it is unbelievable the numbers we're getting back from this Joe Hendry appearance on NXT. Give me one moment. Because I got some stats. So, I would consider myself somewhat of a booking expert. Not like the smarts that just want to book their favorite stars. I'm talking about what's smart for the business. One day ago, WWE posted Joe Hendry's NXT debut. And in one day, it got 8.2 million views. I'm looking at myself because I'm just still shocked. 8.2 million views in one day on WWE's X account. Now, in comparison, just looking at their page real quickly, I'm sure someone could find something that was bigger. 3 months ago, they got 6.5 million views for a post, which is less than what they got a day ago with Joe Hendry. A day ago, 8.2. 3 months ago, 6.5. And that was for Cody Rhodes winning the title from Roman Reigns. So their biggest storyline in probably God knows how long, Cody Rhodes defeating Roman Reigns, had 6.5 million views 3 months ago. A day ago, Joe Hendry got 8.2. A backstage segment with Joe Hendry and Shawn Michaels got 1.7 million. And the picture shared with Kazarian talking with Shawn Michaels got 1.2 million views. 8.2 million views. Now, the old WWE establishment would have saw this as an indication to not use Joe Hendry again, because he just overshadowed anything that's happened in a long time as far as view count goes on their digital media platforms. But he's already a social media sensation. So they knew this would happen. That's why he got the call. That's why TNA got the call to make this happen. But now that they got the numbers and they see it's working, and Triple H sees that it's working, now they could bring this data and statistics into the board meeting and use it as evidence. They are used to seeing these last couple years, last decade really, since about 2013, when AJ Styles, at the end of 2013, 2014, when AJ Styles left TNA and the Bullet Club stuff was going on in New Japan and ROH and TNA and AAA and all these corporations and companies were mixing, WWE was just sticking with WWE. Now, they get to do it on the WWE stage. They get to take that concept and do it on the WWE stage. And it seems like they're using TNA as the main people to use it. One big reason was Jordynne Grace, because Jordynne Grace is a living legend. And you can't ignore her stature, regardless of what company she's in. That being said, Joe Hendry is now another exception. And as this continues to happen and they get these kind of numbers, it's going to bring a lot of stuff full circle. Just look at the top stars in WWE right now. Drew Galloway spent a lot of years in TNA. Booker T was calling this gauntlet with Joe Hendry, and he spent a couple years in TNA. And the list goes on and on. So I think they're going to really like these numbers. So now there's only one way you can go with this from a business standpoint. Joe Hendry versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania 41 for the United States Championship, and have Joe Hendry go over. You take Logan Paul, who is a universe in himself when it comes to his brand, and Joe Hendry, who's becoming a social media sensation. and is part of TNA, and you pit them against each other, the amount that will blow everything out of proportion, make it the main event of either night one or the match right before the main event on night two. Just imagine. Please tell me in the comments, how big would you think a Joe Hendry versus Logan Paul WrestleMania feud would be? Now, I don't know if Triple H wants to give a WrestleMania spot on his card to a TNA roster member just yet, but I won't be surprised if Jordan Grace makes an appearance at a Royal Rumble or a SummerSlam. And I don't know if Joe Hendry and Logan Paul face off at SummerSlam, would have the same splash as them facing off at WrestleMania. So this is where these meetings happen in my head. This is how I would book it. Joe Hendry versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship at SummerSlam. Joe Hendry loses. And then have him return at the Rumble to make the crowd kind of remember him again. And then have him win some kind of contender match at Fastlane or whichever one is after Elimination Chamber. Have him win some kind of contendership. So you only have to book Joe Hendry a couple days. SummerSlam against Logan Paul, Elimination Chamber to win the #1 contendership, and then versus Logan Paul again. And the views, 8.2 million views in one day. The views will be insane. I'm so happy to be a TNA fan in 2024. And I've been happy to be a TNA fan my whole life, for the most part. I'm happy to be a wrestling fan, and it just feels good to feel so good about wrestling right now. Every company has something going for their fan base that has them excited. And most companies have something that any fan could be excited for. Even though I don't watch All Elite as much as I would like, I know I could turn it on and recognize some faces that I'm a big fan of. And the same goes for WWE. And I'm not talking about the legends like a Randy Orton that's still doing their damn thing, but also the people like Ethan Page, AJ Styles, Bobby Roode, DJ Zema Ion, Eli Drake, LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, Drew Galloway, McIntyre. All these people, seeing them have this level of success and seeing where they started or where I saw them in their transition at TNA, it's just incredible. But thanks for watching. I didn't want this video to go this long, but I wanted to cover kind of my love for wrestling as fast as possible and talk about this Logan Paul versus Joe Hendry match. Triple H, book it. And if you somehow hear anything of this, if this gets some waves and it goes back to this, give me a call, Triple H. I'm not being, what's the word? I don't have an ego. I'm very modest, I'm very humble. And I have great love and respect for all you guys, but I'm sorry, man. I could damn near get emotional. I got emotional this morning. Getting some time to watch some wrestling stuff. Not just present stuff, but old stuff as well. I don't get a lot of time, and not only did we grow up with these guys, but we continue to pray for them and hope to see them succeed. And we continue to hear these new stories that kind of validate some of their characters that we knew who they were. That being said, thanks a lot if you made it this far. I hope to make at least one of these every time there's something worth talking about. Today is worth talking about Joe Hendry, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, TNA, Scott D'Amore, Frankie Kazarian, everybody that was involved in making this happen. And now it's up to the big guys at WWE to book Joe Hendry versus Logan Paul. It's a no-brainer. Let me know in the comments. Share the idea. Pass it around. Joe Hendry versus Logan Paul. WrestleMania 41 will blow anything in this new world of views, revenue, ad revenue, YouTube, all that stuff. It will blow everything and anything out that water. And the only way it would work is if Logan Paul appears at TNA to attack Joe Hendry during that build-up. I know I sound crazy. I know I sound like I'm not making sense. But people said I wasn't making sense 15 years ago when I used to defend TNA. And look at them now, still thriving. And now some of those old matches are getting the respect that they deserve.